The Lantern of Lorelei. Chapter 1. The Lost Lantern. In the quaint village of Eldridge, nestled at the foot of the Whispering Mountains, there lived a spirited girl named Elara. The villagers spoke of a legendary lantern, the Lantern of Lorelei, said to hold the power to illuminate the darkest nights and guide the lost back home. It was a beacon of hope and wonder, safeguarded by the village for generations. However, one stormy night, the lantern was stolen, plunging Eldridge into unending darkness, both literal and metaphorical. Elara, with her adventurous spirit and unwavering determination, vowed to retrieve the Lantern of Lorelei. She believed in the lantern's power and its importance to her village's history and morale. The night before her journey, Elara's grandmother, a wise and kind woman, gave her a mysterious ancient map. "This will guide you to the heart of the Whispering Mountains," she said, her eyes twinkling with a mix of sorrow and hope. "There, you will find what you seek." As dawn broke, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink, Elara set out on her quest. The Whispering Mountains loomed large, their peaks shrouded in mist and mystery. The path was treacherous, winding through dense forests and steep cliffs, but Elara's resolve never wavered. Midway through her journey, Elara stumbled upon a hidden glade where a crystal-clear stream flowed, reflecting the sky's ever-changing colors. Here, she encountered a fox with fur as white as snow and eyes that glowed with an ethereal light. The fox, sensing Elara's pure heart and noble quest, decided to guide her through the mountains. "I am Ilios," the fox said, his voice as clear as the stream. "The mountains are full of dangers and enchantments. You will need an ally." Together, they ventured deeper into the mountains, facing challenges that tested Elara's courage and wit. They crossed paths with ancient guardians of the forest, spirits that demanded to know the purpose of their journey. Elara's honesty and respect for the natural world earned their passage. As the sun set, casting long shadows over the land, Elara and Ilios reached the heart of the Whispering Mountains. Before them lay a vast, hidden valley, aglow with the light of 1,000 fireflies. In the center of the valley stood an ancient tower, its stones etched with runes that spoke of old magic. "The lantern lies within," Ilios whispered, his voice heavy with a knowledge that seemed beyond his natural understanding. Elara approached the tower, her heart pounding with anticipation and fear. The door, made of aged oak and iron, creaked open at her touch, revealing a spiraling staircase that led into the depths of the earth. With each step, the air grew colder, and the darkness deepened. Elara could feel the weight of the mountain above her and the ancient magic that pulsed through the stones. Finally, she reached the chamber where the Lantern of Lorelei was said to reside. The chamber was vast, lit by a faint, ethereal glow that seemed to emanate from the very air. In the center, on a pedestal carved from moonstone, sat the Lantern of Lorelei. Its light was dim, flickering like a heartbeat in the darkness. Elara stepped forward, her hand trembling as she reached out to touch the lantern. As her fingers brushed against the cold metal, a warmth spread through her, and the lantern's light blazed to life, illuminating the chamber with a radiance that spoke of hope, guidance, and the eternal dance between light and darkness. But as the light grew, so did the shadows, and from the depths of the chamber, a voice echoed, a voice that carried the chill of the mountain's deepest caves. "Who dares to awaken the Lantern of Lorelei?" Chapter 2. Chapter 2. The Heart of the Mountain. The voice that echoed through the chamber was ancient and powerful, filled with the weight of centuries. Elara, holding the Lantern of Lorelei aloft, turned towards its source, from the shadows emerged a creature that seemed as old as the mountains themselves. A dragon, scales shimmering with a light that mirrored the lantern's glow. "I am Guardian Zephyr, the protector of the heart of these mountains," the dragon declared, his voice a low rumble that filled the chamber. "The lantern was placed here for safekeeping, to protect it from those who would misuse its power. Tell me, young Elara, why have you come?" Elara, though frightened, stood tall. "The Lantern of Lorelei was stolen from my village, plunging it into darkness. I came to retrieve it, to bring light and hope back to my people," she explained, her voice steady. Zephyr studied Elara, his eyes piercing. After a moment, he nodded. "Your heart is true, and your cause is just. But the lantern's light is not simply to be taken, it must be earned." Elara listened as Zephyr spoke of a time when the mountains and the valley were filled with light and life. But greed and fear had led many to seek the lantern's power for themselves, casting shadows over the land. To restore the lantern's light to your village, you must first understand the balance between light and darkness, for one cannot exist without the other, Zephyr said. He proposed a challenge. Elara must journey to the heart of the mountain, a place where light and darkness existed in their purest forms. There, she would find the essence of twilight, a gem that embodied the harmony between day and night. Only by bringing the essence of twilight back to the lantern could its true power be restored. Guided by Ilius and with Zephyr's words echoing in her heart, Elara ventured deeper into the mountain. The path was treacherous, leading her through caverns where no light had ever touched, and across crystal lakes that reflected the stars of a hidden sky. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Elara reached the heart of the mountain. Before her lay a chasm, within which pulsed the essence of twilight, its light casting both shadows and brilliance across the cavern walls. To reach the essence, Elara had to cross the chasm, a task that required both courage and trust in the balance Zephyr had spoken of. With a deep breath, Elara stepped forward, the lantern lighting her path. As she walked, the chasm beneath her seemed to vanish, replaced by a bridge of light and shadow that formed beneath her feet with each step. Reaching the other side, Elara took the essence of twilight, its light warm and comforting in her hand. As she held it, she understood Zephyr's lesson. True harmony lies in embracing both the light and the dark, for it is their balance that brings peace and hope. With the essence secured, Elara made her way back to the chamber where Zephyr and Ilius awaited. Together, they watched as Elara placed the essence into the Lantern of Lorelei. The lantern's light blazed forth, brighter and more beautiful than before, a beacon of harmony and hope. "You have done well, Elara," Zephyr said, pride evident in his voice. "The Lantern of Lorelei is restored, and with it, the balance between light and darkness." Elara returned to Eldridge, where the lantern's light dispersed the shadows that had plagued the village. The villagers celebrated, their spirits lifted by the return of